All right, guys, we're back with Cat on the Mic, episode 6, and I am here with.
Kaleigh Talty. Hi, I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm 19 and yeah, I make music.
That is awesome, and this is totally not our second take here.
Definitely not.
Yeah, definitely not. You guys know, if you guys know me, I have all the great production set up here. Nothing wrong. But we're just gonna start out with saying how long you've been making music for.
So I've always been very into music. Like my parents used to joke that I would be always humming and dancing as a kid, even before I could talk. And I grew up, in choir and dance, but I really started writing music when I was about 10. Not that it was anything good because I was 10, but my writing got more serious during COVID when I was 14 because there was nothing else better to do because I was locked in my room. I might as well pick up my guitar, write a couple things. And went from there. I was writing constantly. And then when I was about to turn 18, my aunt and uncle, who are the reason I am, pushing myself to do this, they reached out and said, "Hey, we have a friend who's a producer. He'd be willing to work with you. We think this would be a great opportunity. What do you think?" And I took the leap of faith. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And I went in, I recorded my first song with him in the end, and we've been working together ever since. Even when I'm at school, I have my equipment in my closet. I kind of record like I'm Harry Potter, and I just hunch over with my mic and I'll send him takes and be like, "Which one do you think is better?" And yeah, I've been making myself known on TikTok, building a following on there, and I've been doing that for a year and a half now. So
That is amazing, and only in a year and a half, and your following is amazing. That is so. I mean, you just popped
thank
up on my
you.
For You page, and I'm like, yo, wait, she's like really good. I got to get her on my show.
No,
um,
thank you. I appreciate
no, no
it.
problem. I did listen to your stuff after I reached out to you, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like really good. I love
Thank
the
you.
guitar riff, and oh my god, what's that one song? Oh man, I'm a fake fan.
No,
um,
no, no, not at
and
all.
the magician.
Oh my God,
Yes.
yes. So a little bit about that. When we record the guitar bits, it's me because I play guitar, obviously, but
Mhm.
it's also my producer's friend Eric. We do like two different takes of two different guitar licks, and we mix them together. And yeah, so that's how we got that. But shout out Eric, he's a real one. I
That's
love him.
awesome.
He's so easy to work with too. So cool.
It's always the best when you have like someone you could count on and so easy to work with, and also could also give you criticism sometimes too, and just like, yo, I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me try it like this.
Yeah, no, my producer Anthony is the coolest person in the world. I just got really lucky that he will literally do whatever I want. I mean, he'll give his input and be like,
Mhm.
"Hey, we should maybe do this," or, "Oh, what if you do one take like this?" But every idea I bring into the studio, he's like, "Kaleigh, let's get it up into the mic and let's do this thing." So, yeah.
I love that so much. Yeah. Let's move on. You have any music inspirations?
Um, I would say this is gonna sound so stupid. You know what? If he's this, whatever. I would say Aiden Bissett.
Mhm.
He's a up and coming artist. I've met him a couple times. He's so cool. I love Role Model. I'm actually seeing him in concert next Saturday. No,
Nice.
Sunday.
Oh.
And I'm really excited about that. Sabrina Carpenter. That's been a thing for years for me ever since she was a Disney Channel
Oh
star
my
and
god, yeah.
albums that way. And maybe Dora Jar. She's
Okay.
really cool. And if you don't know who that
I
is,
don't
you
know what it
definitely
is.
should check out her stuff. She's open for Billie Eilish, and that's how I discovered her like 5 years ago now. But she's so cool.
That's awesome. And like Sabrina, she has like has such a like up and coming just everything like as of
She
lately. It's
literally, it's
insane.
crazy. She's been doing this for 10 years, and now all of a sudden she's just blown up everywhere. But I'm so happy about it
Yeah.
because I love her and I love that she's getting all the success now.
No, me too. It's amazing to see. Like, oh yeah, I used to watch her on Disney all the time, and now she's everywhere. Like,
Everywhere. You
you,
can't go anywhere without someone wearing merch or there's a billboard
yeah,
outside. Like, it's so cool.
you walk past the Dunkin' Donuts, and there's a poster of her in the
Oh my
Dunkin'
God, that
Donuts.
drink
Yeah.
was so good
Oh, it
though. I
is.
got it the day that like it came out and I loved it.
That is awesome. I don't really drink coffee, so I'm just like but I've had a few friends they've tried it and they like it. So that do you have a favorite song that you've made?
That's like trying to like pick one of your children. Like it really is.
It
I
is,
love
yeah.
all my songs, but if I had to say, maybe Male Phenomenon. That's one of my more popular ones. A lot of people like that. Funny enough, the reason it did as well as it did is because Daniel Seavey, if you know who that is, brought me on one of his TikTok lives, and all of his fans discovered the song that way. And I was like, you know what, I'll take it. And now we're
Why not?
mutual on there, which is really cool.
That's sick.
Um, but I also love it because just the meaning behind it. It's about the situation that I had with a childhood best friend. He kind of became more, and then we
Mhm.
had like an on and off thing. It was terrible, made me feel like I was going insane. And it's just one of those things where you thought he was going to be different, but it's like he's just like every other guy. So he's just a guy. He's not special. He's just a dude. And so yeah, like the whole bridge, like the section building up to the bridge is an audio from when we were kids. So I had no way of hiding that it was about him. He knew immediately. So I would
Hey,
say that was pretty cool. But I also love Magician. That's been like a cool
that's
one.
a really good one. And sometimes, hey, look, you gotta sometimes do what you gotta do to make something really nice.
Oh
So
yeah.
even if it's using
I
his
mean, the
audio.
videos definitely were creative because of that. Because I was like, hey, like this is an audio from when we were 7 years old, just like putting that out there.
And hey,
But yeah,
even if you know it's, who cares? It's a good song.
who cares? It got streamed, so like, thank you for the inspiration. I say to him.
So with all your songs, are they usually based off of past experiences or life stories?
Yeah, everything I write about, whether it's about like my own personal things, like there's a song that I talk about overthinking and anxiety, which I feel like a lot of people can relate to. Past relationships, which I feel like are a given. Relationships going on in the moment, or friends. I have a
Hmm.
song about like a friend of mine where it's like I was lost until, I found you, and then the friendship just kind of died out, and that's what the song's about. So I write about everything in my life. I always say, because people will reach out to me and be like, what would you say to like someone who wants to get into songwriting? And I'm always like, don't write about what you think others want to hear, write about what you know.
Hmm.
Make it your own, not like try and like carbon copy someone else, if that makes sense.
And it's also like with those type of songs, people like to relate to music when they listen
Mm.
to it. Like more recently with me, like I love relating to songs now. It's just something happened recently. I'm like, oh, there we go. I'm listening to these songs with a new like set of ears, I guess. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, now these songs have deeper meanings than I really thought. So I love that mentality when listening to songs or when I hear people write songs about that.
I feel like it's such a good outlet. And then while I'm writing, I'm like, what if someone else needs to hear this as well? And I'm
Mhm.
not the only person going through that. So that's how I write.
And you also never know, like with a song that you write or you make, that could help someone get out of a dark spot, or it could also help them, like uplift them and help them get out of that.
Yeah.
So that is just, I love that. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
um, so besides your music, what are your other hobbies? What do you like to do for fun?
So everyone in my life knows I'm really into film. I love movies. I literally just did a speech in my public speaking class about why I think people should go back to the movie theaters because, I don't know. Ever since COVID, streaming platforms have been like such a crazy thing. Like no one's really going out to the theaters
Hmm.
anymore. And I should know, I used to work at a local theater in high school. So, it's closing now, which is so
Oh,
sad. Like that won't be there when I'm home. So I wanted people to know about that. But I use Letterbox like every other day. I try to watch new movies all the time when I have a chance, and I also like I love Dune. I grew up reading all those books, which people can say like, oh, you're bandwagon. No, like I read the books in the sixth grade, and I've been into it ever since, and it's just been cool that they made those movies now. But I love painting.
okay.
That's another thing. And I just love reading.
You got everything there. That's awesome.
I I read like science fiction, I read fantasy. I'm not really a huge romance person, but I will read it if my mom's like, you have to read this. It's so good. She's a big romance reader.
Mhm. And it's a
But
recommendation. You're like, oh, if this person thinks it's really good, I gotta see what the hype is
usually my
about.
mom will like give me recommendations she'll know I'll like. So I'll be
Hmm.
like, all right, I'll give it a shot. But yeah.
That's always good. And you said mentioned you're into film. So like, would you ever consider like acting or?
I did theater growing up. So I definitely, if the chance came by in the future, and like, for example, if Luca Guadagnino ever wanted to put me as a background actor sipping coffee, I would do it. Or Wes Anderson. Those are like my two biggest muses in
Hey
life. I
guys,
love,
if you guys are watching.
like, if you guys are watching, like literally I say all the time to my dad as like a joke, I'm like, when I die, it will say directed by Luca Guadagnino. My life directed by Luca Guadagnino. That is, so yeah, if I had the chance, that'd be really cool. But I just tend to really admire film in
Mhm.
general. Like, that's about it. I don't see myself really acting though.
No, I get that. I didn't see myself as acting at all. Then I got bored and my college was doing a show. Friends like, you want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I got nothing else better to do.
Like, why not?
And now I'm here. I'm just like, all right, I love it. I'm doing a show in April, so.
Oh, I love that.
So, and also going back to what you're saying about movie theaters, I completely agree with you. Everyone should go back to the theaters.
You know what?
Everybody should.
I have an AMC Stubs membership, and I
Mhm.
always tell people, I'm like, forget paying for 10 different streaming platforms. Have like maybe like two or three, because that's what I have, and
Mhm.
then get an AMC Stubs membership. You get 3 free movies a week, guys. You get free popcorn and stuff. You build up points. Like, I'm not even sponsored by them, but it is my pride and joy. I love AMC Stubs membership.
It's one of those things where like, yo, I'm not sponsored. However, I'm gonna promote your product because it's good and I
literally,
enjoy
like,
it.
you get 3 free movies. That's insane. And
No,
you're paying what, like $20?
$20. I matinees I think are like $12, and then
And then
nighttime movies are
you're
like
getting
20.
3 free movies and
That's
free
insane.
like that. I don't know. It's like my heaven, I
Yeah.
think.
I always try and make it my duty to go to the movie theater with friends and we make a whole big thing about it. Like when the Mario movie came out, we all dressed up as Mario characters and we went to the
Oh, I
theater.
love
We
that.
had like 40 people with us. It was insane.
See, I when like the whole Barbenheimer
Oh
thing
my
was going
god, yeah.
on, I did back to back. So I got dressed up for Barbie with my friends, and then we went, got food, quickly changed for Oppenheimer, and then
Mhm.
we went back and I saw Oppenheimer like all in one day. And I used like my two like stubs like cards to go and see it for
The
free.
Stubbs thing is so good. And I did Barbenheimer too, and of course completely two different movies.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't have another outfit to change into, so I literally wore I wore a Hawaiian shirt for Barbie, like and then under it was a Star Wars shirt. So I'm like,
See,
explosions, it works.
no, I like showed up crazy. I had like the giant fedora thing that he wore, a leather
Yo.
jacket. Like, I showed up ready for Oppenheimer as if I was going to be the one pushing the button in the theater. So, yeah, I don't know. It was an experience. My mom definitely made fun of me for it, but who cares? It was great.
Who cares? I mean, and also people will make fun of you for that stuff, but it's like, yo, I'm having fun. You're making fun of me.
Oh, I definitely ended up
Hmm.
on some people's Snapchat stories, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I was the coolest person there.
Hey, all publicity, like bad publicity, is good publicity. Sometimes,
Oh,
that's how I. They just announced they're re-releasing Revenge of the Sith in theaters.
I will be there.
Yeah, I will be there too. And me and my friends were all gonna go dressed up. A bunch of my
Oh,
friends have not seen
awesome.
Star Wars, but I'll like, yeah, I'll go.
That's a problem.
No, I
That's
know, I know it is. But they're like, is it good? I'm like, yeah, it's a really good movie. I'm like, okay, I'll go.
like literally one of the best Star Wars movies ever made. So like, what are you doing not watching
Hey,
it
it's
already?
my favorite film.
Hey.
um, so I'm not sure if you've done this already, but have you ever played any live shows? And if not, are you ever thinking of doing it?
So I want to play more live shows.
Oh,
I love playing live. I don't know, there's something about it that in the moment it's just so fun connecting with the crowd. Over the summer, I had the chance to sing at my old teacher's wedding, which
that's
is
so cool.
crazy. Like, I've known him since I was in the 8th grade and he was getting married. I'm like, what the heck is going on? But I sang his first dance. I played a couple songs after that. It was just a really cool experience. I've done live shows in high school. There was like this thing called Poetry Out Loud, and they played music in between, and I was the musical artist that played the music. I've done little like coffee shop things as well, but not anything recently since the summer. And I'm hoping that if I get more like attention on TikTok, that
Mhm.
I can get like a small show or open for a small artist. And I've been making like connections, so I'm like crossing my fingers that happens eventually.
Connections are always good, and trust me, I have a feeling you're gonna get it. I'm manifesting that for you.
We're
Because
manifesting
yeah,
right now.
yes.
So.
No, and seriously, like it's always I prefer live music over just like actual just music for some reason. Like if an artist I like has a live album, I'm gonna be listening to that instead of the other stuff.
I think like one of the best artists who's doing, and maybe this is gonna sound stupid, but if you haven't seen Ed Sheeran live, I know he's not like someone that everyone always listens to. I get it, believe me, I'm the same. But I've seen him live twice with my dad and with my aunt, and he does a loop pedal where he sings live, and I want to do it that way. Like if I am able to do that in the future, I'm going to do it the same. He records everything in the moment, sings everything live, plays the guitar live, everything's live. There's no like, and he'll show you, he's like, the whole entire show is going to be on this loop pedal and just my voice, and that's it.
So
It's
cool.
crazy. So I think seeing someone live just changes everything about the music that they put out.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And also there's more emotion with it too, because they are expressing themselves in real time there. Not just like, oh, I messed up my voice here. Can we re-record that or something?
100%.
Um,
Like I went to the Eras tour with my dad, which
nice.
is crazy. But my dad, funny enough, is an even bigger Swiftie than I am, and I thought I
Okay.
was a Swiftie, but he's loved her since I was about like 8 years old. He thinks that she's so talented, and when she sang Champagne Problems, it hit so much harder than it did in the recording for me. Like that live piano, the emotion, she started like tearing up during it as well. Oh my God. I was like tearing up. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. Like it's just so different when you hear songs live.
No,
So.
for sure. And then what you said about like Ed Sheeran, I was supposed to go see him. I think the night I think he was at Yankee Stadium or something. I don't know what stadium it was. But of course, a week prior, I broke my foot, and it was free tickets too. My friend was offering them to me for free.
That's how I got my tickets.
Well,
That's crazy. Yeah, no, I went to see him MetLife in 2023.
Oh, MetLife, not Yankee Stadium. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
no,
gonna go
I
to
didn't
that
know if
one.
he was playing either. You know, he might have. But I went to MetLife and I got my tickets off of a friend. She offered them to me and it was like really last minute. And I was like, you know what? It's my prom weekend. I have nothing else going on. I'm gonna go see Ed Sheeran. And I brought my aunt with me.
That is awesome. And I think MetLife was the one where it was the most sold out. Like most people, yeah, that was the one I was supposed to go to.
I had never seen so many people in one room. Like it was crazy.
That is insane. I saw pictures. Like my friends were sending me pictures. I'm like,
There wasn't a
yeah,
seat empty. Like
that's impressive.
I and it was like the last night of his like 3-day stay at MetLife too. So you think like the last night it wouldn't be that. No, the whole place was sold out. It was crazy.
It's insane, and it's like Ed Sheeran too, because he's just kind of there. You know, like he's a fantastic artist, but he's just kind of there. You know.
Oh, 100%.
And no shade towards him at all. I love him, but it's like, when you think of artists, you're like, oh, Taylor, Sabrina,
And no, he kind of reminds me of Charlie Puth in a way, where the two of them should be bigger than they actually are, and I think people should pay attention to them more.
I completely agree with that. Both of them have fantastic songs out there, and I do think that I have a feeling that their renaissance are coming. Both of them.
Oh, I hope, especially for Charlie. Like I listen to him like all the time. I saw him in live in Radio City Music Hall, I think, in 2018, and I've thought about him ever since.
That's awesome.
Like, I hope he gets his chance to rise up again because he's awesome.
Radio City is such a good venue for anything too. I was there last year to see the Impractical Jokers live, and oh my God, we were so close to the stage. My friend got us tickets, and I'm just like, yo, wait, how much did these cost? How much do I owe you now?
I'm jealous. I wish I could go and see Sal live. I love Sal.
It was Joe. He made a special appearance, guest appearance.
Wow.
The entire crowd went wild, and we were like, I even called it because it was towards the end of the show. My friend's looking at me. She's like, he ain't coming out. I'm like, no, he is. Trust me. He came out, and I just turned to her. I'm like, yeah. Don't doubt me again. Going back to the questions here. TikTok, when that was getting banned, what was your reaction on all that?
I had a heart attack and a half. Like I thought it was over. I was like, oh my God, I've done all this work for a year. No one's transferring over to Instagram. I was like, I'm gonna have to build this all back up again. I was losing it for like a good, the 19 hours that you actually couldn't access it. I'm done. I'm screwed. My life is over. But in my mind, I was determined if I had to, I would make sure that I build it back up, like in any way that I could.
Yeah. Like I was gonna ask you if you were went to Instagram Reels or something, or like any other
That's why
platform.
I post on both Reels and TikTok, because you never know what could happen still with
Mm,
TikTok. And also just to reach more of an audience. There's some people who don't have TikTok who have Instagram instead.
yeah.
But I was prepared in my mind. I was like, okay, so we're gonna spend a year or more building this back up on my Instagram if I don't
And
have TikTok.
it was like the worst thing ever because like I'm not sure how many times you did it, but you naturally just click TikTok like
I clicked
oh,
it.
and you're like oh God, I
There
forgot.
was some drafts that I didn't save, so I was like freaking out, being like, "Oh my god!" Like there's posts that I've edited and ready to post,
Hmm.
and they're just sitting there, and I can't access them. Oh my god, it was terrible.
The thing that really bothered me is like yo, my account's just there. It's just there because like I had friends around the world. My one friend from Singapore, I asked her like, "Hey, is my account there?" And she's like, "Yeah, all your accounts there." I'm like, "Oh, that's great. I love just it being
Yeah,
a
no,
ghost
there was
account."
comments of being like, "I'm still here, but you're not. It's you right now," and I'm like, "Oh my god, guys."
My friend was DMing me on there. Like I was DMing her on Twitter, and she was DMing me on TikTok, and she was sending me screenshots of like her saying "come back alive." I'm like, huh, what?
It's like
What?
I can't answer. I
I
can't
can't
get on
answer
the
these.
app. Uh,
It was insane, and I'm really glad it's back. And I'm praying nothing happens to it again.
I definitely have noticed like a shift though with it.
Hmm.
Like my views before it got banned were decent, and
Hmm.
now they're like I'm like definitely shadow banned. I'm trying to fix that right now. But
You have any
it's
tips on
definitely
that?
been interesting. I have no idea how to get it fixed, but I'm trying my best by just staying consistent and
Yeah.
hoping something happens. So
Look, you get out of the trenches eventually. I was there. I mean, hey, I know TikTok likes people posting like slideshows. That gets a lot of
mm,
views for some reason.
yeah.
I generally don't know how those get a lot of views, but they just
That's
do.
my question, but
Yeah,
you know what? I post them anyway because I'm like, you know what? Here you go. If this is
yeah,
what people want, I'll give it to you.
yeah. I just post stupid like Star Wars things sometimes. Like, oh hey guys, remember this? And then it gets like
Yeah.
2,000, 4,000 views. Sometimes 40,000. I'm just like, why did this get? I spent like
It's
two
always
minutes
the
on it.
stupid stuff that goes viral, I swear.
No, no, literally. Oh my god.
The stuff you
um,
actually put care into will not go anywhere. And then the second you post something that's like funny or stupid, then it's like, oh my God, you got a million views. It's like,
yeah.
what?
Or something someone big notices it and you're like
Oh yeah.
that was a meme that was
It's like I was joking, guys.
yeah, I'm not kidding. I posted on Twitter back in June because I love the Bad Batch and they for season 3 they mailed some fans like Star Wars themselves mailed them tissues with one of the characters faces on it, and I'm like yo, I mean that would be so cool to have my collection. I just took a screenshot of my friends and I posted it. I'm like yo, this is like probably the most sought out item in my collection. Yeah, DM literally like 2 hours later from Star Wars. They're like yo, what's your address, we got you. I'm like
My God.
yo, okay.
It's like, say less. Here's
Yes,
my
I'm
address.
like
Yeah.
okay, that was a meme, that was supposed to be a meme, but I'm okay with
But
that.
I'll take it. Yeah, I actually do want the tissues.
Oh yeah, no, I will take it. And again, it's something so dumb, but like so meaningful to me. It's like
Mm.
it's I have it like right up there. It's hard to see, but I have it
Yeah.
right there. And it's my favorite thing in my entire collection I have. And it's like with that with TikTok, it's like you never know what could happen. Just post it, just see what happens.
Mm.
Um, and then okay, sorry, wait, I had to move the recording software there.
No, you're good.
So do you have any advice for people who wants to get into the music industry or just any the industry in general?
Yeah. I was in that position, and it's not like I'm a big artist either. I'm still trying to like I'm like not 6 feet underground, like 6,000 feet underground. I'm like climbing my way out of the trenches, but
Hey, 6,000 is better than 10,000.
oh yeah, I'll take it. But just put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to, share your skills. You never know where it might take you. You could start off small if you have a fear of like putting yourself out there publicly by sharing it with your friends, your
Hmm.
family. You go to hang out with your friends. I mean, I used to go and play my guitar at my friends' houses and, play them songs I wrote and do little things like that. And I would say, once you're ready, maybe start posting stuff online of you just playing covers, or if you start recording stuff, I suggest doing it on Apple Logic Pro. That's what I recorded on
Hmm.
when I'm at school. And it's also easy to like mix your stuff on there as well because it's kind of like GarageBand but like crazier, and it's really cool. Um, but yeah, just put yourself out there, start making videos if you're comfortable with that. But always, start off small and see where it takes you. Don't push yourself too far if you're too uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, for sure. And also, you mentioned like you went to your friend's house, played the guitar. Your friends could be your biggest supporters. Like they
Oh yeah.
really can.
My one shout out Megan. She's one of my best friends in the entire world. Every song I make, I send her a demo before like I do the full mixing.
Mhm.
And I'm like, tell me what is garbage and what I can fix and tell me what you like. And then she'll like do exactly that. She'll be, but most of the time she's like, oh my God, this is so good. I don't want you to change anything. I'm like, don't lie to me. Like,
Yeah,
tell me if there's anything I can change. But yeah, your friends are going to be the most honest with you.
hmm
So I would suggest like showing your friends and stuff because that's what I started out doing.
and like don't be afraid to show them that too. Like, hey, just want to let you guys know I'm starting music or something, or even like anything. Like, can you just give me constructive criticism, and I would love feedback from it. That's
100%.
yeah. And again, they could be your biggest supporters
Mm.
ever. And like, hey, you make something, they repost it, and their followers see that, like, oh, yo, this is cool music. Let me check that out. Um, Going back because I just remembered I wanted to mention this before about live shows. Have you ever done like any open mics or anything to get like really situated with live stuff?
Yeah, so I haven't been able to do that like where I'm at school right now.
Hmm
There hasn't been any recently. I know that I had someone reach out to me about doing like a live performance for one of their like shows that they have here on campus. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but she was just offering. So I could do something like that, but I always say like if there is an opportunity for an open mic, I would take it immediately. We have like local places that do karaoke, but they're not like looking for people who are going to sit down with their
hmm
guitar and jam out for a hot second. But if I do see that, I would love to do that. So.
That I love open mics. Open mics, karaoke, just so fun to do. And also, it helps even with the karaoke. It helps you get like rid of that like stage fright of if you want to start singing. Like that's also like I'm no singer. I can sing. I just don't upload anything and I don't write. But if you are afraid to sing in front of people, just go to karaoke. Just do some karaoke stuff, and it
No one's
will help.
expecting you to be good with karaoke. It's
Yeah.
just all fun and you're just building a stage presence. I take it very seriously,
Oh, me too.
but
Oh, me too. I'm
I
like,
get really into it. You put on some ABBA and I'm like singing
oh
Mamma
hell yeah.
Mia. Or Does Your Mother Know? That's my favorite song by ABBA. I get into it really fast.
You it's like there are people who take it very seriously and the people who just go there for fun, but like I'm with you
Yeah.
on that one. I take it seriously. I'm like every lyric needs to be right. I cannot mess up. If I mess up, I'm gonna be mad
I'm
at
gonna
myself.
do a vocal riff right here, right now, guys. I don't care. You're gonna sit here and listen to it and then applaud after.
I'm gonna add in points and everything, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna be walking around with the microphone.
Yeah, I'm
It,
gonna I'm gonna do a whole stage presence thing.
even if there's no stage, if it's just like solid ground, I'm
Just
still
like
doing it.
floor and a mic. I'm doing it.
I'm pretending it's a stage. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
And if you are able to talk about it, do you have any new music coming soon?
So I do have a new song coming out on March 14th called Rockstar, which I
Ooh.
think is probably one of my favorite songs that I'm ever going to put out. It's about, living in delusion and thinking that when you go to a concert, that singer, that drummer, that guitar player, bass player, whoever instantly sees you in the crowd and is like, oh my God, I think they're the love of my life. Wait a minute. I think I'm in love with you. Every like Wattpad story, fan fiction that you would ever read about Harry Styles is that song.
Oh yeah.
And I'm very excited for it. I've been making a lot of content for it. I just think it's a funny song. Like there's a bit in the song where it's like, you know, but your drummer is cute, so maybe I should go for him instead. And then it goes like, I always fall for the rock star types. It's just a very fun, upbeat song to just dance to, or you're driving to the beach with your friends and the windows are rolled down and you're just blasting it. It's that type of song.
I love
But
that.
it's part of an EP project I
Ooh.
am working on. I've never put out an EP before, but for the last year and a half, I've known what this project is going to be. Some of the songs I've written like a year ago, other ones I wrote like 3 months ago. And the whole EP is about living in delusion in different ways. So Rockstar is just one of the instances where it's like, oh, a famous person is going to fall in love with you and you're going to run away together. Another instance is like you thinking, I don't know, like you're not doing the best that you can, but like you're gonna pretend like you are. Um, Literally, there's a song asking, "Am I delusional about a situation with a guy?"
Mm.
Being like, "But he's looking at me a certain way and he's acting a certain way, and I don't know. We were just like holding hands a second ago. Are we a thing, or am I losing it?" So yeah, I think the EP will be really fun, and that's something that's going to come out over the summer. But I'm releasing Rockstar and then one other song called Games, but that will be later on.
That is awesome. I'm excited for that. That's gonna be dope. And also with all those like songs like, with the delusion, that is a lot of like I would say college students nowadays. Like a lot of them live in delusion. I like I not in college this semester, but I know a lot of my friends were like that, and I'm like, yo, okay, hold on, let's chill out here, guys.
I always say, you know what? It's good to be delusional because you're kind of manifesting it a little bit, I
That's
guess. You
true.
know?
That is true. I was.
So yeah.
Oh, you were saying? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh no, I was just saying like I feel like being delusional sometimes is good and other times it's not. So that's what the whole premise of the
Mm.
EP is about. Like after the first song, there's a bit where I'm like, well, she has no idea what she's about to get into, but I guess you'll find out in a second. And then it goes through the rest of the songs.
That I love that. I because there's not many songs out there like that.
Hmm.
They're like not at all. So that's a very unique style there. I'm really excited to hear about that.
Thank you.
And I was at I saw Ross Lynch Drive Era live last year. Ross Lynch is amazing. And I was with my friend and she's like, I need to find a way to get him to look at me. And I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen. During the concert, bro pointed right at me. I pointed right back at him, and she looked at me. She's like, "You gotta be kidding me!" You, I'm like,
It's like he looked at you. How could you?
It was
No,
awesome.
like the reason I wrote Rockstar is because I've been to so many shows where I've had that like fan fiction moment where
Mhm.
he's like holding your hand and serenading you or like pointing at you and whatever. It happened to Harry Styles. I almost passed out in the pit. I
Oh my
didn't know
god.
I was gonna be in the pit. Obviously, I mean, if you couldn't tell, I was a huge Harry Styles
I was
fan.
trying to figure out who that was. The entire interview. I'm like, who is that?
That is Harry Styles. But my aunt surprised me with tickets last minute. We ended up in the pit, and I was like, "What is life right now? Please shut up. This is not where we're standing." We got barricade because I may or may not have pushed some people, but who cares?
That's all right.
Sorry, not sorry. I didn't get to see One Direction growing up because I didn't have One Direction money. So I'm taking this moment. And he walked over to me and my aunt and was like, "Are you guys okay?" And I was like, and then he sashayed away. And I just looked at my aunt. I was like, "I'm gonna pass out. Please hold me." I was like,
That
"Please hold
is.
me. I can't do this." And there's a video of it, but there's been other concerts where, like, shout out Aiden Bissett. He like grabbed my hand and was like singing one of his songs, and it's one of my favorites, and it was really cool. But even when I've been at shows where I'm in section 300, I'm like, there's a chance they can see me. There's
Yeah.
a chance they're gonna see me and then fall in love with me. So that's what the song was inspired by.
That is awesome. That's also a really awesome story too. Like, wow.
I think about it sometimes and I'm like, man, I need him to go back on tour right now.
Yeah, he has been on tour in what, 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah, 22
That
was his
tour
last.
went on a long time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he deserves this break, but also I'm like kind of selfish. I'm like, I miss you a lot and I need new music.
You're like,
So
hey, look, you got your rest for 2 years.
it's
Come on,
like
man.
I've been giving you money, basically paying for your car and your house since I was 5 years old. Please come back for me. It's been too long.
That I love that.
Well, I'm a One Direction fan, so that's why it's been like since I was 5.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was a One Direction fan back, back in the day.
Back in the day, which sounds so wrong to say. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
And
I feel old for saying that, but it was that long ago.
and I think they just celebrated what 15 years or something like that and just like, "Oh, we're old."
I know and there's like kids that I was babysitting a couple years ago. They're like, "Who's One Direction?"
No, no.
I'm like, no, actually, don't talk to me. Shut up. I
No,
don't want to hear that. Actually,
That's with me.
Miles was a part of One Direction. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's a solo artist. No,
No,
no.
no.
I'm
Go-
sorry. He was on X Factor and he was in a band. It was the biggest boy band in the world. Please stop.
Go do your research, please. Please.
Go on Google. Google is free.
That's me because like there are people I've met in my college, and I'm like, oh yeah, one of my favorite shows of all time is Drake and Josh, and I'm like, yeah, you know, it's one of my favorite shows. Like, what's that? I'm like, what do you mean, what's that?
What do you mean?
And I show them like the Treehouse, and I'm like, you have this scene. It's like, no, I don't think that is. I'm like, oh my god, oh no.
I like because I transferred colleges.
Mhm.
My original college they had Josh Peck as a speaker, and I went
Yo,
to the presentation. It was so weird. He was talking about his book he put out, like so
Mhm.
random, but you said that, and that immediately made me think of that.
That's
Um,
insane.
he's a chill guy though.
Mhm. Oh, I
I
heard
was just
he's.
like I was like, oh my god, I'm such a huge fan. He's like, thank you so much, and then he got in his car. I was like,
That's
okay,
awesome.
cool.
What are the odds I mentioned that and he was at your former college?
Yeah, I know it was really strange.
We we don't get any of that cool stuff here. Like at least in the New York, New Jersey area, we don't get any of that cool stuff. Sadly,
It was very random. I don't know why he was there, but I remember finding out a week prior and just showing up, and I got in.
that's awesome. My friend, it was a college, a couple, about an hour or so from here. Ross Lynch was there, just chilling, and I'm like, he did a little concert for all the college students. I'm like, yo, you forgot to bring me.
That was like me when I found out Timothy Chalamet was going to SCAD, and that was the school I originally looked at, but it's so expensive.
Yeah, college is expensive.
Like there's not even scholarships they really give out there that I was like researching. So I was like, there's no way I can afford to go there. But he went there and talked about his Bob Dylan movie, A Complete Unknown. And I was so jealous. I was like, oh my
That's so
god.
cool.
Like to be in that room, ugh, that must have been so cool.
That yeah, just being like in like a presence of someone like you
I
admire that
mean,
much.
like he's literally on my desk.
Oh wait, that's so cool. I don't
Like
have any Funkos
I
on here.
told you I'm a
Right
huge
now.
Dune fan. I got like the ring as well. I've had this since I was in middle school. So
Yo,
technically I am the Duke of Arrakis, guys. Just letting you know. But
we
yeah,
found the Duke.
I love Timmy. So
At Comic Con, my friends got invited to the Dune TV show premiere, which was insane because they just attended a panel. Of course, me and my other two friends were filming a video,
yeah.
being very very stupid, but it was fine. And we come up to them like, yeah, we got invited to this premiere. Sadly, they were never contacted because I'm like, did you give them your number? And they're like, no, we gave them our number. We didn't get their number. I'm like, well, guys, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But they still got to go to like a Dune experience. That was like a couple blocks away from Comic Con. It was like I was like an escape room type thing, and they got those rings for free for doing
Oh
it.
wow.
And I'm like, that's so cool. So I thought it's really weird. A lot of the stuff that we're talking about was like really connecting, and that's
Yeah.
sick. And I guess I have one last thing here. Where to find you, outlet wise?
So I'm on all streaming platforms. I'm on like the main ones like Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Amazon. I'm on YouTube. I don't have a YouTube like account, but my music's on there if you search it because like YouTube pushes like its
Yeah,
own thing out for it.
the topic channel or
Um,
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm on all streaming platforms. All you got to do is like either go and follow me on social media. You could click the link to my Spotify or just search my name up,
I
which
mean,
is Kaleigh Talty.
that'll all be in the description below, so don't worry. I
Yeah.
got you. With all that, but before we end here, is there anything you want to say?
Um, I don't know, guys. Go follow me. Check out my stuff. I go live on TikTok and play my music or just answer questions and talk to you guys. Like every couple days during the week. I tend to go on live around like 8 o'clock just because I have classes, obviously, because I'm
Mhm.
a college student. I'm a good student. I go to class. But yeah, go and check out my stuff. I have a lot of cool new stuff in the works. You're gonna be getting fed new music for the next couple months, and I think you should be a part of the journey. So
You guys should definitely go check her out in the description below. TikTok, everything will be there. But yeah, I want to say really quick, thank you for coming on here. I really appreciate it. This was such a fun interview. I love this. I don't like to call it interview
I had a
sometimes.
great time. You know what? Like I saw your DM and I was like, you know what? This sounds amazing, and I'm gonna do it.
I'm so glad you did do it. Like, that's awesome. And also, I don't like calling them interviews because I just kind of like
It's
my.
like a
It's
cool,
like
like I don't know, a chat, a call.
a talk show type thing. It's just us hanging
Yeah.
out, talking. I love that, and I'm just asking some questions, trying to get your stuff out there, and it's just awesome. I love that.
No, it was great. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And yeah, guys, and that's gonna be it. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Real quick, guys, if you guys haven't already, I have a QR code in my back pocket here. I'm gonna go grab that. Go subscribe to Cereal Milk. That's my new channel here. That after this, go check out that channel. We upload every Sunday. We do stupid. I'm not kidding. It's just stupid stuff we do on there. Like I embarrass myself. I will dress up in any costume and go out in public and embarrass myself, and it's funny.
Heck yeah.
I'm trying to think when this is gonna be out next Friday. So I will say we have a St. Patrick's Day video coming out. So that's gonna be fun. Make sure you guys check that out the following Sunday. And yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because all the future talk show stuff will be on here. Follow all my links in the description below, and also go follow all your links too. But hope you guys all enjoyed, and we'll talk to you later. See you guys.